It is done. Erik ten Hag has been sacked and is no longer manager of Manchester United. His team currently sitting low in 14th place in the Premier League table. Ineos have pulled the plug and made the decision to get rid. Today I thought I would just kind of give you my thoughts, my opinions. We went live this morning. If you don't want to miss future live streams, subscribe with notifications on. But he's gone, and the immediate reaction from me personally is disappointment, but also relief at the same time. Disappointment in the sense that he was appointed 2.5 years ago, and when he was appointed, we believed he could be the manager to take this club in the right direction, to play a certain brand of football and to modernise the football club, if you like, in the way that we played on the pitch. Ultimately, we haven't seen that. Granted, he won us 2 trophies, fair play to him. The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, they were highs during his time at the club. And we did have good moments. That win over Liverpool in the first season, the nights in Barcelona, for example. But ultimately, I'm also relieved that he is gone, because for too long now, it has felt like a losing battle. That it was a matter of when as opposed to if. And I think for football fans, you know, myself being a Manchester United fan, to remain interested in a club, you've got to be able to buy into a project. And when it always felt that within 10 months he was going to be gone anyway, it was difficult to buy into that. It was difficult to get behind him and support him, because last season the football was so bad. So bad. I think he was lucky to keep his job last year. I think if the football structure above him had been in place longer, he could have been gone 9 months ago. He was very lucky to survive last season. In the summer, we backed him to an extent. We brought new players into the club, and I think the idea was Ineos didn't want to change too quick because they were still settling in at the club. So let's give him a little bit of time. Let's see how it goes. If it goes really badly, we'll get rid of him. And ultimately, that has happened. The football hasn't been anywhere good enough at Manchester United for a long time. Now, I know a lot of people will make the comment about the players. The players missed the big chances yesterday in particular. They cost Erik ten Hag his job. And to an extent, I agree. I don't think the Manchester United squad is that good. I don't think it is an unbelievably gifted squad. Do I think it's top 3 squads in the Premier League? No. Do I think it's top 4 squads in the Premier League? Probably not. However, it is not the 14th best squad in the Premier League. And that therefore suggests that one, the players aren't performing up to standard, but also that the manager isn't getting the best out of the players. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that is the manager's job, to find a system, to find a way to get the players to perform to their absolute best. And you feel that if United were doing that, we would be 7th at the worst, because that's where our squad is. Between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. That's how good I think our squad is. The fact that we're in 14th, you have to look at the manager. We can talk about players not taking chances, but I spoke about it in this morning's video. We conceded 3 XG to West Ham. We've won 1 of the last 8 Premier League games. Now we may not be the club that we once were. We may not be the big dominant side that we used to be. But 1 win in 8 games is unacceptable. We haven't scored anywhere near enough goals in the Premier League this season. We are far too easy to play against. Modern sides are tough, they're physical, they press you well and they suffocate you. They control the ball against you. Do United do any of the things that I just spoke about? Don't think they do. Do they have the players to do it? Largely, not entirely. We need work still. But I just think so much falls back to ten Hag. And the way I keep wording it is just needing a reset. We have had so many bad experiences under Erik ten Hag. Whether that be the 7-0 against Liverpool or, you know, the times we got destroyed by City. How bad last season was. We lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace last season. Or whether you're looking ahead to this season, being beaten by Spurs and Liverpool. The only really proper tests we've had this season, and we lost 3-0 in both. We lost to West Ham, drawn with FC 20, yet to win in the Europa League this season. When all of that happened, I think you have to look at the manager. I think you do, because, like I said, it's his job to get the most out of these players. And I don't feel he's done that. Now, in terms of the next step for Manchester United, Ruud van Nistelrooy comes in as the interim manager for the time being. My suspicion is that he will be in charge for 3 to 4 weeks. I think in the next international break, he might be replaced by a permanent manager coming into the club. His job in the meantime, basically, is to try and steady the ship for a month, to try and get something from the players, try and get the confidence up a little bit, because it seems really low at the moment. The second anything goes wrong in a game, we collapse. The mentality of the players isn't there. So I think Van Nistelrooy needs to steady the ship, but also help us in that aspect mentally. And I think we will get it, because naturally, every football club you ever watch, right? It always seems to happen actually against United. Manager bounce. A team will be doing really poorly under a manager. The manager gets sacked. New manager comes in. You get a bounce. You get a lift. You get like refreshed almost. The word I keep using is reset. We needed a reset. We needed a reset. Whether you think Ten Hag is the right man or not, whether you think he's a great manager or not, and I think he'll do well at other clubs. I do. It just felt that we needed to stop, assess it and go, is this working? Has Ten Hag been a net positive for us? Sorry. And if the answer is no, then it's probably time for him to go. The question also is, did it look like he could turn it around? I think that's a big point here. Was he showing things? Were the side showing things on the football pitch to suggest, you know what, if we give him a bit more time, we're going to be all right? And I don't think we've seen that. I don't think we've seen that. The performance against West Ham, good for 30 minutes, but poor, average at best, but poor for the rest of the game. Fenerbahce played off the park all night. Brentford, it was a decent performance, but nothing more than that. Villa before the international break, it was decent, but nothing more than that. We lacked threat. Porto, we were outplayed for most of the game. Spurs, we were outplayed. You have to really pick and choose the good moments from Manchester United seasons. You're picking 30, 35, 40-minute spells where you go, you know what, we played all right there. That's not acceptable at this football club. So ultimately, Erik ten Hag had to go. I think he will do well at another club, and I wish him all the best. I quite like the bloke. There's a reason I want him at the football club. I hope he does well. For Manchester United, it's now a case of moving on. Van Nistelrooy comes in. Hopefully he steadies the ship. He improves us over the next few weeks. I'm going to do a load of videos on how he'll kind of look to set up. And we will, of course, be covering all of the games in the coming weeks. It's going to be an interesting time to see what Van Nistelrooy does from a tactical point of view. We'll cover it. We can talk about his possession side of the game if you want to. We can talk about his pressing, his transitions, his rest defense, anything you guys want, we can discuss it. And also, if there are any other managers that you want me to talk about, finally we can do it. You guys have been asking for it for a long time. Get in the chat and let me know, or in the comments I should say, and let me know which managers you want me to talk about in the coming weeks, coming months. Let me know in the comments down below and I'll do my research and I'll get you guys a video so we can make a decision on who we feel is the best manager to lead Manchester United moving forward, because we need to find the right option this time. We can't be in this position in 3 years. If we are, it's unacceptable. It's gone horribly wrong. We can't be in this position again. It's a big moment for Ineos. I think they've had a few tests already in their short time at the club. Now is a big test for the likes of Ashworth, Barada, Jason Wilcox, people like that. This is a huge decision that they need to get right. They've done okay in the transfer market without doing great. This one has to be great. They have to get it right, which is why I think they go with the interim of Van Nistelrooy for the time being. And I think within a month we'll see a permanent decision made. But I think they'll give themselves that little bit of time. Hopefully Van Nistelrooy can do something in the meantime. Will he? I don't know. If you want the rest of my thoughts on this whole situation, go back and watch this morning's live stream. If you're a member, you will have access to that. If you are not a member, become a member, and then you can access it. Also, join a Discord server because I will be voicing my opinion there even more. And I might join some voice chats with you guys as well. So check that out. In terms of this video, not much to say because I've literally just been speaking for an hour and a half on the situation. So watch that stream back if you want more of my thoughts. This was just kind of a quick recap, a quick summary. Ten Hag's gone. It's a sad day, but in a way a relieving day for us as football fans. Let's see what happens moving forward. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.